More than 500 people took on an almost 8-kilometre bush walk on the weekend, but never left the city. The event was the inaugural Dunedin Town Belt Traverse, organised by the Dunedin Amenities Society. Society member Paul Pope is with us tonight to tell us about both the organisation and the event. Good evening, Paul.
Hi.
Tell us a wee bit about the society. It's got quite a long history, I believe.
It has a really long history. It goes back to 1888. During about the sort of period up between 1860 and 1888, there were a lot of environmental issues in the city that people became concerned about, and eventually, as I say, the other thing that came in, of course, was Queen Victoria's Jubilee. So there was sort of a part of patriotism, but also a concern for the environment, and that's how they got started.
What are some of the projects the Society's been involved with over the years?
Just down the road here, opposite the railway station, you look at the Knot Garden there. That was built by the Society back in the early 1990s. Queen's Gardens was built by the Society in 1888. Other things, we've given countless hundreds of seats around the city. If you sit on a seat in a public park, you're probably sitting on one of our seats. Other just recent things we've done, of course, is Craigieburn, which is our really a landmark project for us up at Tanner Road, and it's been a restoration of a Rimu forest block and also the old subsistence farm there.
Now you have 70 paid up members, so what's the Society up to these days?
Craigieburn has taken up a lot of our time in the last probably 2 or 3 years. That's been a big part of it. We've restored and conserved a lot of the old farm buildings that are on there and some of the old farm walls. It has 52 mature Rimu trees on it, aging in age sort of between 250 and 550 years old. We've spent the last 20 years planting trees with the Otago pollock. We've probably put in about 15,000 native trees in there as well. So that's been a big part of it. Little small things that we've done recently. We just donated money towards the St Martin's Island community at Quarantine Island to build new stairs, and they've just finished that, so that's a really great project for them. Little jobs, little things. We've written a lot of submissions to council over the years, in the last few years, certainly in regards to the town belt and other reserves as well.
So how does the Society work? Do the members go out and do all this work?
Some of our members are probably are getting a bit old for that, but they're still very active in terms of their mind, so that's where the submission side of it comes into it. Yes, there are times when we do some practical work. We have a tendency, though, to enjoy the energy of young people. So one of the big things, like with the Polytech, for example, long-term commitment to that project, providing them with the resources and giving them some direction in terms of what they want to do.
Where do you get your funding from?
Most of our funding, we've been very fortunate. I said because we're an old organisation, we've had bequests and that sort of thing, and we've been able to invest our money wisely over the years, and that's kept us fighting fit in terms of financials. Occasionally we do make applications for external funding as well.
Now the Town Belt Traverse over the weekend proved quite popular by the looks of things. What led to the Society holding that event? The
Town Belt is actually at the core of the very founding of the Society. Jubilee Park in 1888 was really one of the founders' projects to commemorate Queen Victoria, and so the start of that is the very start of the Society. So we thought it was time to revisit that, but also to get people and breathe a bit of life in the Town Belt.
Now you had plans for a permanent trail as well.
The Traverse was a bit of a tryout to see whether that idea would be a goer, and we do think that it would actually work. There's a lot of history to the Town Belt that people don't understand. Jubilee Park, for example, was a mining camp. That's where the miners camped before they went to the Central Otago goldfields. There's a lot of different things that are there, and so yes, we certainly think that's an option.
What do you think the future holds for the Amenities Society?
Oh, bigger and brighter. You know, look, I think if we could be 250 years old, I won't be around for 250 years. Look, the thing that really got me with the Traverse was there were a lot of young people, a lot of children that came with their parents. And that's been a big part of the Society. We were the founders of Arbor Day in 1892 with Alexander Bathgate. So young people really play a big part of that. They are the future. We hope that they will come and join us and do some great things for the city.
Dunedin Amenities Society member Paul Pope, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks.